Hey everybody, this is day 18 of the Rogue Tanks development log. Today I'm going to show you what I've done that's new, and then I'll get into the code of how it's done. So the main thing I want to show off today is that I have added a save system. It's very basic, but I can change these settings to be whatever, and I can quit, and then I can open the game again. And you can see my settings are the same as I last left them. Same thing goes with the versus settings. I can change this to winner, 21, 1 armor, and then, quit the game. And come back in here. And it's still the same settings that I had. So I'll show you how to do that with the code, and then I have added, the levels are also saved, which levels you've unlocked. The only evidence of that really is that level 17 isn't showing a picture because I can't click on it, but all these other levels I have effectively unlocked, and these 4 are going to be unlocked by default because I consider them to be basic enough levels that they wouldn't be good for the campaign, but they're still good for like a versus mode. I have started working on the new area. I can show you this one. It's got these squiggly lines on the outside, these kind of sparkles in the background, and the color changes over time. And I can even show you how I did all of that. For the save system, I have this script here. It's just script save that I made. It's pretty basic. It has this ini functions, which are like a file type ini, and it's meant for like lightweight stuff like settings and things like that, but I'm also using it for all my unlocks. So there's this function ini open, you just have this data ini. If it doesn't exist, it'll just create it. So you can basically name your file right here whatever you want. I think it should have the ini extension. I think you have this ini write real, and there's also a write string. So basically, if you're going to save just like a numerical value, you can use real, and if you want to save text, then use string. But either one, you first have to name kind of with a string. You have a name of the section that your data is saved to. This is really just for organization on your part. And then, so I have settings as a section I have, and then sound, this is called the key, and sound level is the variable of my game object. Has these settings already kind of built in that I made earlier. Sound level, music level, show timer, those are the different things in my settings menu. And we'll come back to this. I have this code if I ever want to save anything. This is all the stuff I have to save. I've written it all in, so all I have to do is call this function to save, and it'll just save everything. And I don't have like save files or anything in this game. This game isn't that complex, so I'm just using a very simple save system here. Yeah, these right here are like the versus settings with how many wins to end. These are the tank upgrades and unlocks that you get. So what I'm saving here is the variable value. In this case, these are actually like true or false, and that counts as a real value because it kind of translates to 0 or 1 in at least the game maker language. And then down here, these are the level unlocks. I have an array of level unlocks. It has this for loop where it just creates this variable save at 0. As long as that variable is less than the length of the array of levels, or level unlock technically, then it will then increment the save variable up, and it'll write unlock section key is level plus string save. So this is a combo. I'm taking the level as a string, just the word level, and then plus string of the save variable. This becomes one string in and of itself, but the string is made up of what that save variable number value is. So it'll be like level 1, level 2, level 3, and it'll then save that level unlock. It'll take the array value of that same slot and save it. And then there's this ini close, which I believe is necessary to prevent memory leaks. I think it's also necessary to close it if you want to open up a different ini file, but I believe it's always good to just close it when you're done using it, As for loading, it's very similar. ini read real or read string if you're saving like text, but it's kind of the same thing here. What the function does though is you have the same section and key, but then the third value, what you're loading, this is a default value. So this value doesn't apply if you actually have save data that already exists, because it'll just load that data. But if it doesn't exist, this is a default value that it will use. So you can initialize variables this way. This for loop to load the level values, but these levels are going to be unlocked by default. And if you are wondering where the save data is saved. It should be found in your C file. Go to users, your name, and then this app data folder is hidden. In order to view it, you actually have to click this hidden items, otherwise it's not there. But if you show hidden items, you can go into app data, local, and then the name of your game, here it is, and then data. And you can actually open this and it reads just like a text file. And yes, you can in fact edit this and it will affect your save data. Let's close 13. Act like I never unlocked it. That's level 3. There's a space there. Now you don't want to do that. This is level 13. Let's go ahead. I just misread that. Yeah, it's actually level 14. So a second ago when I locked level slot 3, it was level 4 because this is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3 because it's the erase slot. So I just confused myself with the numbers. If you want to see how I did that level, the crazy colors, the sprite is this. And it has a bunch of frames where it's just, I kind of shifted the graphic over a little bit and then added it to the other side. So it does look like this. It's like an animated sprite. And then the object, it has this variable color, which starts at 0, and then it has, if color is over 255, it goes back to 0 because it will go up to 256 and then it won't show anything. But really, I have this image blend equals make color, and I use HSV because that way I can just use one variable and cycle through all the colors really. Where if I was using RGB, I'd have to change like each of these colors in order to get a different color. I'd have to change each 3 of these numbers because this is just saturation and value, which is kind of like brightness, and this is hue, which is the real color, and it creates that color effect. Again, a note on the fact that you can edit the save data. For like settings and stuff, that's really not a big deal, but for like unlocks and things like that, really you probably want to implement a way of encrypting your save file, and that is something I'll look into later, but right now I just wanted the function of being able to save anything at all. So if you have any other questions about anything that I showed off here, let me know and I'll go more in depth on the code. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.